Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Staring into Garage Lights, but this time with more garage lights. Okay, so this is mostly for my LS swap solutions, whatever the page is, the guys that were asking. I'm going to go through everything I did to make a Holley tablet, to make a Amazon tablet. All of this was from Amazon. Be a gauge cluster for a Holley Terminator X Max, or I guess an X as well. First, I'd like to start off by saying I think I have too many hex chuck impacts. Okay, anyway, some of this is going to pertain to the actual OBS that I made mine for. I'm going to just go ahead and kind of lump that in just in case OBS guys want to do this. Me start off by saying I'm kind of like Derek from Vice Grip Garage. What I'm doing is subjective. It's the way I chose to do it. There are 150 other ways to do it. So I'm going to start off by showing the stuff that I used that's not currently in the truck, but we will get to that too. Okay, so potato cam just kind of screwed me there. I had this stuff all like nice and laid out, but then it said, cut off. So most of this stuff is not, it's definitely OBS related. In some of your applications, like I could see in Fox Body, stuff like that, it would definitely be helpful. This is ABS plastic sheeting you get from Amazon. It's cheap. This is just a cut off piece. It's a lot bigger than this, and there's like 3 sheets. This is ABS glue. It's very nice for getting your stuff together. What I actually do when I make things with the ABS, like if they have corners, I'll use this CA glue with activator or super glue with activator. This stuff just makes it dry like instantly. All of this is from Amazon, like I said, except for the fiberglass resin, which I'm pretty sure you can still get on Amazon. Then we got fiberglass mat. What I used that for was to actually make the tablet pocket. I took this piece of glass right here. Don't mind the pillow, garage things stay in the garage. Laid the glass down. I took the tablet and wrapped it up in saran wrap. Actually, I think I taped it first. Yeah, I covered it in, you're going to want to get good masking tape. Like, some of the no edge comes off nicely. Don't be cheap with your masking tape because you're about to do something ridiculous. And in my whole, giant collection of YouTube videos, which there are about 9 of, I have some of this process in one of those videos. But basically, tape the tablet up, wrap it in saran wrap, and then tape the tablet down to the glass, like face down to the glass. The tablet, if you buy the one that I bought, there's a foam surrounding that comes in the box for protection. I then laid that around the outside of the tablet, just so that it would give me like an embossed area. This was both a good thing and a bad thing. I would suggest doing it. You'll see later when I show you the actual tablet pocket what it did. Okay, so then you take fiberglass mat and some resin and you lay it over your very, very covered up with tape and saran wrap tablet. And this stuff is real nice. You definitely want to use the mat first because it's very malleable when it has resin on it, and it will get the contours you want. Once you get that tacky, I'm sorry I lied to you. I did this before I put the foam around it. So you get that down, get it tacky, basically cured but not completely cured, probably a couple hours depending on how you mix. Then put the foam surrounding that comes with the tablet around that, and then lay cloth around it and do the same thing. You're going to want your masking tape where you take your tablet down to be a good 6-8 inches out from the tablet. like I said, there's a video in the previous videos that I'm pretty sure shows that, if you're interested in doing that. And I'm not really covering it well enough. If you don't have experience with fiberglass, feel free to hit me up. I'll do what I can to talk you through it. It's really not that complicated. When working with this ABS, I like to use this. I got it at Walmart. Don't know what it's called. Sure, some of you do. And as the burns will show you, I heat it up with the torch. And then once I mark my lines out, I'll usually put masking tape on this so I can draw on it with a pen. Just heat it up and just use this to scribe it from the back. The stuff snaps pretty easy. So anyway, I'm gonna go take the dash apart, put the phone back on the charger. I don't know why I'm telling you this, because for you, it's just gonna be like 2 seconds from now. Yeah, switched it up on the turn sideways. Okay, so this is basically most of the stuff that I used here. You're definitely gonna need your Harbor Freight air hammer. Just joking, that was just over there. Okay, so this is ABS plastic sheeting. This is not really gonna be relevant to everyone. These are ABS plastic glue sticks. They work very well for attaching this. Actually, what I do is I use this CA glue with activator, or super glue with activator. That stuff makes it instantly dry, to stick these things together when I make them. And then I'll come back with the glue gun and the ABS glue and basically just kind of like weld the back sides of it for strength, because it's the ABS glue, like hot glue, kind of stays slightly pliable, so I feel like it's good for vibrations, and you really need to see me John Madden all of this. Another thing I use for the ABS plastic is this boy right here. Got it at Walmart. It was like $6. I don't even know what it's actually called, but I love this thing. Just heat it up with Mr. Torch here and lack of depth perception. As far as the tablet pocket that I'm going to be showing you later, what I did with it is I laid down a piece of glass on the table, took some masking tape, some very high quality masking tape. I cannot emphasize that enough. I wrapped the tablet in saran wrap very well. After taping the tablet up with, nice masking tape that doesn't leave stuff everywhere, then I wrapped it in saran wrap, and then I put it face down on a piece of glass on this bench. Actually, this piece of glass, don't mind the pillow, things happen. Put it down on the piece of glass, and then mask over it, like masking tape it to the piece of glass, like 6-8 inches out. I actually have a video of this somewhere in the massive number of like 9 YouTube videos I have. It's probably not even 9. And then I use this nice fiberglass mat here and some of this resin. The depth perception is really crazy. And laid it over there, laid some resin on it, let it dry up, or get tacky, if you know anything about fiberglass. Then I used some cloth to go over the back of the mat, just to keep it nice. It's a little, they have their pros and cons. Like this is more pliable, so when you're making, the front side, it will. Okay, so I've preemptively taken most of the fasteners out of this, for reasons. One thing I will note for the OBS guys, this bracket here, I extended it. It's in one of my videos somewhere. As you'll notice, that's flat now. OBS guys will notice it, it used to have a hump. Okay, so this light is annoying. Alright, let's get into it. Take this little bezel off here. Side note, definitely an OBS guy thing, and anyone who has 90s GM stuff, these holes like to strip out from people over tightening stuff. That ABS glue, just shoot it into the hole let it cure. Fasteners will tighten again. It's a beautiful thing. Okay, so first thing, this. And there's one more thing I need to show you guys parts wise for OBS guys. Alright, so you have this. What this is, I really should do this differently. Okay, I'll get to the breakdown of the OBS stuff in a minute once I get it out. Okay, so here's the tablet. These are obviously the USB and the power. So I mean, the tablet's just, you know, it's a tablet. It's a Windows tablet, that's what really matters. Got some Velcro on the back there. This is the fiberglass pocket I made. The Velcro was unnecessary. I went through a few iterations of this because of a problem that I will explain to you guys here in a minute. Alright, so now let's get into what you need for the generic version of this. This guy right here, this is what the USB adapter for charging the tablet plugs into. I currently have it wired into key on power. I'm going to change that, and this is actually why I decided to take it apart and make this video for you guys. It's not because I'm, you know, great and nice. I'm changing it to constant power because it doesn't draw that much, and it seems like, you know, the tablet is always like low battery as soon as you cut the key off, because it never has had a chance to actually charge. Okay, so that's obviously one thing. The one caveat to this that is a little bit annoying that I had to fight through here, and don't mind my terrible delete plate, I just did that messing around. Okay, as you may or may not know, you will find out eventually, the Terminator has a USB to CAN bus. You'll also notice that this is not the Terminator's USB. You know that because it looks like this. So, engineers at Holley are very smart. They didn't want you to use a $200 tablet when they were trying to sell you a $700 tablet. So when you use a tablet, and this is why Velcro happened, because I tried to make it where I could take the tablet out just by pulling it out. You have to unplug the USB every time that you start the truck. Like every time the key goes off, you have to do this. Now, I've played with ideas like using that switch to break the power and all of that, and I really haven't got around to that yet because this works. This is just a USB extension. It's a male to female USB extension. They're like $6. If you can put that somewhere like an ashtray that's not annoying, I would just do that, obviously, because I just did that. So you will also need the extension cord to make that not a pain. Now, if you mount your tablet in a fashion where you can take it out and like take it in the house or whatever, that won't be a problem for you. I just wanted to make it more permanent because I bought the tablet simply for that function. I don't use it for anything else. So that's really the only other, you know, tricky device, which, I mean, it's super simple. It's got power and ground. It's a 12 volt to 5 volt USB. And the one I bought is 3 amps, which seems to be enough to keep the tablet on. I've driven it like an hour and 10 minutes at a time going to work from the tablet being completely dead. Had no problems with it cutting off or anything. So it's plenty of charger, or plenty of USB for the charger. It's not an issue, super cheap. Now I'm going to get into the pocket, which, you know, this doesn't really relate to all of you guys, but I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Alright, so here are the really OBS specific things. This is the fiberglass pocket that I made, and you can see the tape lines. This little ring here, if you buy this tablet, as soon as you take it out of the package, you'll know exactly what piece I'm talking about. It's what it's wrapped in and shipping. Alright, so that's what I built to put the tablet in by laying the tablet flat, as I was talking about before. It just has 4 screws that hold it into where the bezel used to be. One thing I did have to do, which some of you may gasp at, I don't personally care myself, I clearanced this mostly for the USB stuff, because it has to come around and go back into the side of the tablet. Then I put Velcro on this, which I got from Amazon as well. Comes in 2 big rolls, super cheap. And as you will see, the tablet goes in here. And when you make this pocket, if you're going to permanently mount the tablet, and I'm probably going to make a new pocket, it will end up interference fit, meaning it will snap in there and keep itself in there without having Velcro inside of it. However, won't matter. This is the original bezel. Well, most of this is the original bezel that I cut the gauge portion out of. This is so I can get to the power button. And this is just ABS plastic. I cut out an ABS plastic frame and put Velcro on it, so that you can put this back in here and it closes up the gaps on the sides and the top. Another good side effect is, this is kind of malleable, so when you put the Velcro in, you can offset it just a little bit. This thing is all kind of crooked, but you get the point. You can offset just a little bit and it will come over the edge of the tablet, guaranteeing that the tablet's not going to come out under acceleration. This is just from another little thing I was trying. Like I said, sometimes you got to be a pioneer. It takes a couple of tries. With your leftover plastic sheeting, you can do things like make where your radio used to be a gauge area, or that thing was so terrible I basically wanted to see if I could make it less terrible. Yeah, so that pretty much sums it up. The tablet operates pretty much, exactly like a laptop would. Just shut the door on my gauge cluster, or my bezel. So you have firmware updates and stuff like that were kind of a pain. I imagine with the laptop it'd be the same. I got mine without a handheld, so I wasn't able to use the handheld to do the firmware updates on the ECU and all that. That's really not germane to any of this, I suppose. But yeah, if you have any questions like with fiberglass stuff or any of that, and don't judge me from that pocket. It's been through a lot with the different iterations of this. I probably had it in and out 6 or 7 different times trying to solve the USB issue. Anyway, yeah, I guess that's about it. Like, share, and subscribe so I can one day make like $9 off of YouTube. At this rate, it'd only take about 463.5 years. But anyway, I hope that's helpful. Like I said, feel free to hit me up if you have any questions. Yeah. Have a wonderful evening.